and welcome everyone. Gabe the Izzard, back with you on another walk. That was St. Edward's Catholic Church, a very historic building located on 9th Street, East 9th Street in downtown Little Rock. Located on the corner of 9th and Sherman, directly across from the MacArthur Park, or the Historic Arkansas Museum. Arkansas Historic Museum. I never can get that straight, but it's right there, right next to this boxed Confederate monument, which is becoming the norm of the day. Boxing up and blocking, protecting, removing old historic landmarks, monuments. I am walking today in front of Little Rock Fire Station number 12, heading east down historic 9th Street. It's historic because not only does it have this old building here that was Civil War era, not only is it historic for the art museum that is being basically torn down and rebuilt completely. It is a big part of history in that it has old Little Rock, as you can see here on the right, these old historic houses. But we are going to be walking west towards the historic black neighborhood that has been erased from existence. It was once it was predominantly black, but it was also a prominent black neighborhood, West 9th Street. Lots of black businesses and black homes were around there, and that's they had basically their own little section of town in the late 1800s, early 1900s, into the mid-century, until the highway department took it over by eminent domain and basically shut that sucker down. So we're going to do this walk starting now. Actually, starting about 4 minutes ago. So here on the east side, which is on the east side of Main Street, you can see old businesses that are basically there no more. They have the writing, the ads on the wall, mixed in with residential. Lots of residential areas. A multi-family house right here next to residential building. Stone's Throw Brewery is actually taking this corner on 9th and Rock. And it's nice to have a business here. Here is the Cumberland Towers, which was built in the 60s. This is kind of one of the reasons that the black neighborhood is no longer in existence. The Little Rock Housing Authority built the Paris Towers, Cumberland Towers. There's a couple more I can't remember right off the top of my head, but they built these, and a lot of the black families that lived around the 9th Street area where we're going moved out. Plus, because the Interstate 630 was being developed. But over here on this east side, brand new building here. It actually looks like a business, but I believe that is a residential building. I did do a video of the Mosaic Templars. I was there on which is the celebration for the ending of slavery. And they had a big celebration. I ate dinner there. I ate lunch, so you can go back and watch that video. But so if you want to like a bigger grasp of the history of the West 9th, the black section of 9th Street, feel free to look up Mosaic Templar on Juneteenth video. But we're going to head down to where 9th Street ends. It's a pretty short walk. Probably shouldn't take more than 20 minutes. Just because mainly it's downhill, which is nice, and it cuts off around State Street. Maybe Izzard. These are new buildings, and when I say new, within the last decade. They've slowly began to fill and be completely occupied, and so you have this brand new next to these old historic ones, which is it's pretty cool. A lot of people like to live in a historic neighborhood, but these old houses can be drafty. It's hard to heat and cool. They're not very comfortable. Plumbing is different. They'll use a 5-gallon bucket for a toilet. I'm just kidding. They've used 5 gallons of water to flush it, and that's no joke. So there's a lot of some of these old houses have old charm and haven't been updated. That house there is being updated, but if you want to live downtown, there are brand new developments, and I know that Little Rock is not quite like other bigger cities where people just get out and walk and go to the places that they want to go. They hop in their vehicle and drive 4 blocks, which is, I ain't gonna lie, I'm probably guilty of that myself. But it's good to get out and get some exercise, see things from a different point of view, a slower point of view. Crossing Main Street, Soma is that way. There's Fuller & Son hardware store, and of course Main Street is down this way, which has REO Video, Threefold Noodle, and some other restaurants. The State House Convention Center is down here, and the road is bricked. So my phone just told me I have 20% left, so I'm gonna book it. I'm gonna try to get as much in as possible and hope that I make it and get it all done. This right here is basically where we're going. That red brick building that's kind of poking up, that is the Mosaic Templars. That is at Broadway and 9th Street, and that starts the old black neighborhood. And look at my shirt, Red's Pool Hall. I actually picked this up at the Mosaic Templars. That is a business that used to be down there, Red's Billiards Pool Hall. I think billiards is like the white fancy name for pool. I always called it pool. Never played billiards. Billiards is probably guys sipping on whiskey and smoking cigars and telling stories and maybe hitting a ball in it every once in a while. Pool is whenever you're out there playing for dough. Knocking balls off tables and whatnot. We are basically in the middle of the day and it's getting pretty toasty out here. there I am. Some of you might know that I've really been walking a lot lately. I've mentioned it before, to lose some of these COVID pounds, which I didn't gain weight during COVID. I gained weight all before COVID, and COVID made me get out and start doing things that I'm not normally used to doing. And even though I am kind of active, or was kind of active, I've really been making sure that I'm getting over 10,000 steps a day. Lots of times I'm way over that. Even if I'm not videoing, I still get out and walk around my neighborhood. But just trying to lose some of these lbs that have gained on my belly. And it's working. It's definitely working. So here on the corner of Spring and 9th Street, we have the Plasma Center. They buy your plasma, not plasma TVs, but your actual like plasma that's in your blood. You sit there, they pump the blood out of you, you spin it around in this centrifuge. They take what they want out and put the rest back in you. So basically, like, they spin the good stuff out and give you the crap back. Isn't that weird? Alright, here on the corner of Broadway and 9th is the historic Mosaic Templars Cultural Center. And it is, they founded in 1913, or actually that building was built in 1913. They were founded before that in the late 1800s, primarily like a black club for businessmen and stuff like that. You can see this mural that's right here was painted by an artist. There's some more on this back side of it. It's a big undertaking. They were quite beautiful, and there's a story about it on the inside of the cultural center. It was it had some homeless people broke into it and was using it as shelter in the mid 2000s, and they actually set fire to it and caught some tapestries on fire, and so they remodeled it in like 2007. This is it right here. Check out the mural. Popeye's fried chicken. And delicious grub. So I did a good video on the inside of it and showed some historic parts of the museum. But basically right here we would be in the black businesses. There'd be churches over here. There would be, this building was not here. This is a newer building. This sidewalk would have been a lot wider, but there would have been grocery stores, Red's Pool Hall, theaters, liquor stores, everything. It was basically a city within a city, and that's what they called it. You'd think that that guy was going fast. He literally had it in first gear and was going about 10 miles an hour. But all of these blocks, you imagine, both sides of these was loaded with actual businesses, not warehouse style businesses. the footprints of each of these businesses are, still here. This is the original sidewalks. You can see old signposts for the buildings that are all around here. They don't have it anymore, but there was one, I think it's up here on this corner, that they actually still had the mosaics in the corner. But you can imagine there's a footprint of a building right there. It's no longer in existence, which is kind of sad. But you can still see bricks that divided the two buildings. This would have been one large building. I don't know what's going on here. Candles and some wine. Maybe it's at a date. Reuniti. I haven't seen that wine in a long time. Back in the 80s. Maybe my mom had some of that Reuniti. Here you can see right here, beginning at the corner of a building, erased from existence. The inside, where you have like a little foyer area, erased from existence. Real quick, I don't know if my battery's gonna die, but this is Tarbarian Hall. Also up top was the Dreamland Ballroom, which, if you look at my Mosaic Templar Juneteenth video, I went inside there for a quick peek. The Adrian, the lady that worked there, was nice enough to let me look around. We're only about one block. We're about to cross State Street. About one block from the end. I am kind of rushing it because I want to make sure that I hit it before I run out of battery. So the sidewalk kind of goes to grass here, but you can see right here there's still remnant. That is a remnant of a building. You can see right there, there were buildings completely filling this place up, gigantic ones like this. But Tarbarian Hall is now home to Arkansas Flag and Banner, which you can get your flagpoles, custom flags, whatever you like. Good place right here, 800 West 9th Street. You can buy bricks and donate money for the Dreamland rehabilitation. This is part of what the money has gone to, which is this entrance area, so that you can actually enter the Dreamland Theater, which is on the top floor. It's quite grand. Check out the Mosaic Templars building video and you can see. But they built an elevator and then stairs that lead up to there. So they're going to open it up to the public and do performances and whatnot there. Many historic people played there. Ray Charles, Ella Fitzgerald, I was about to say Clive Clifford, Louis Armstrong, lots of folks that you would know from back in the early 1900s. The 20s, I mean, it was basically the Roaring 20s. It was the Roaring 20s for all races, which was wonderful. And, of course, went through the Depression and people moved out. And it built back up in the 50s after the war. And then it basically fell back out again, like most of downtown, because it's, as you can see, basically industrial. But thanks for making this quick walk with me. I'm out of breath. That's from St. Edward's Catholic Church, MacArthur Park, all the way down 9th Street to 9th and Izzard. Subscribe, thumbs up, thumbs down, ring the notification bell, rock the notification bell, and as always, thanks for tagging along. I'll see y'all on the next one.